Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega Genesis may be the very first Sonic game, but as it turns out, it's not the very first Sonic game.
Huh?
Sonic sped through Green Hill Zone on June 23, 1991, but only a month earlier, he was a block. No, it's not Legos, it's not Roblox, it's puzzle construction. Similar to Sega's columns, you stack Sonic, Super Sonic, and Communist Sonic to beat your opponent in classic Match 4 gameplay. Unfortunately, it's unlikely you'll ever play this one because it was on the Sega TeraDrive, a PC console hybrid that'll run you back about as much as a 2020 Chevrolet Sonic LT. But a month before Sonic's construction career, he worked as a temp bad guy. In the Adventures of Quik Silva on the Commodore Amiga, knockoff Sonic can be seen alongside Metal Mario's head on a spring and this little guy from Bubble Bobble. This obscure platform isn't very fun to play, but man, that level 1 theme is an absolute banger. But enough about puzzles and potential copyright disputes, because even this wasn't Sonic's first appearance. Imagine this, it's October 1990, you're in a Japanese arcade, and your favorite game is Sega's Outrun. But oh, what's this?
Rad Mobile.
In Rad Mobile and its Sega Saturn remake Gale Racer, you trek across the United States and yeah, there's Sonic. That's his first appearance.
Is he serious?
It may be an advertisement, but this cute and charming preview to Sonic 1 on the Sega Genesis practically acts as a story manual with fun explanations for many of the game's characters and mechanics. Most surprising is the secret origin of Sonic and Dr. Robotnik. After befriending Dr. Kentobar, yes, that's Robotnik backwards, Sonic breaks the sound barrier on a supersonic treadmill, and now he's blue, I guess. You're like, oh, that is snazzy. Also, Kentobar creates the retro-orbital chaos compressor to attract all the evil in the world and lock it into these chaos emeralds. After an epic gamer move, he spills all of his soda on his RGB keyboard, turning Kentobar into Robotnik and sending thousands of rings all over South Island. You bring the book. But that's not all. It's the warp rings that actually take you to different stages. The special stage is actually called the Warp of Confusion. Then Robotnik says a bad word. And of course, there's Sonic reading a Toe Jam and Earl comic. We also get to see a bit of the original level order with Sonic speeding through Green Hill Zone, making a detour through Labyrinth Zone, a hop, skip, and a sproing in Starlight Zone, and finally an epic final showdown in Scrap Brain Zone, where Sonic must choose between getting a Chaos Emerald or saving Porker Lewis. That is not his name. Porker Lewis?
Okay, keep it moving. We got a schedule to keep.
Sonic's main goal may be using his speed and platforming to get to the end of every level, but I'd argue it's way more important for him to bonk Badniks on the head to release his animal buddies from eternal damnation. Before Eggman Land, Cannon's Core, or even the Chaos Emeralds, Dr. Robotnik's world domination schemes originated with a far more humble beginning. Bro just turned animals into robots. Caterkiller? Nope, that's a bunny rabbit. That's right, every single Badnik in Sonic the Hedgehog is an animal who's been forced to live a life of mechanical servitude. Crab meat? Nah, that's Porker Lewis. Porker Lewis? Sure, you may only get a measly 100 points, which literally does absolutely nothing for the game, but don't you want to save your friend Flicky? It's getting Flicky. Poor little guy. You'd think his life was less stressful before the whole robot incident, but only a few years earlier, this little bird was also trapped in an endless loop of mazes. Inspired by Namco's Mappy, 1984's Flicky is a surprisingly addictive arcade game with a simple goal: collect little chickens, take them to the exit door, and avoid the deadly tigers and lizards. The first few levels are deceptively easy. You can usually find an optimal route to avoid the enemies and grab all the chirps in quick succession, netting some pretty high scores. But by round 10 or so, the game gets quite difficult. Enemies are popping up left and right, the level layouts are more confusing, and the chirps are a lot more isolated. Eventually, I resorted to save state and made it all the way to round 16, at which point I started to question my sanity. For an arcade game, it's got the gameplay to keep you hooked for a while, but the visuals are pretty bland and the music gets annoying really quickly. After 2 hours of hearing the same high-pitched merry-go-round type beat, maybe Eternal Mechanical Servitude doesn't sound that bad.